Real Estate A1 TV Executive Producer, Director, Author, Chief Editor Dr. Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters are thankful to the viewers. Today's topic is Real Estate Glossary of Terms and Jargons. Buying a home can be exciting. It can also be somewhat daunting, even if you've done it before. You will deal with mortgage options, credit reports, loan applications, contracts, points, appraisals, change orders, inspections, warranties, walkthrough, settlement sheets, escrow accounts, recording fees, insurance, taxes, the list goes on. No doubt, you will hear and see words and terms you've never heard before. Just what do they all mean? The Federal Trade Commission, the agency that promotes competition and protects consumers, has prepared this glossary to help you better understand the terms commonly used in the real estate and mortgage marketplace. Real estate is a jargon-heavy industry and can be difficult to navigate if you're a new agent or hasn't brushed up on your terminology in a while. Whether you're buying or selling a home, real estate expert Kashif Sohail created this resource to help you learn the vocabulary. Kashif has compiled an ever-growing list of real estate terms you should know to help you better understand the process and plan your move. Kashif Sohail has pulled together a comprehensive dictionary of real estate terms and definitions. From the obscure to the obvious, your clients will find all the information they need below. And you might even find it helpful as you brush up on a term or two. Is there a difference between a real estate agent and a real estate broker? Why does real estate vocabulary use so many confusing acronyms? If the world of real estate terms has you scratching your head, don't worry. Kashif Sohail created this helpful guide of the top terms to know. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an agent looking to brush up on your knowledge, you'll find what you need to know here. The following are the real estate terms we'll explain.
Fair Housing Act and Fair Housing Amendments Act. Federal laws that prohibit housing discrimination on the basis of race or color, national origin, religion, sex, familial status or disability. The federal acts apply to all aspects of the landlord and tenant relationship, from refusing to rent to members of certain groups to providing different services during tenancy. Fair housing laws. Federal, state, and local laws, particularly Title 8 of the 1968 Civil Rights Act, Title V of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and the Civil Rights Act of 1866, which forbid discrimination because of race, sex, color, religion, or national origin.
Real Estate A1 TV Executive Producer, Director, Author, Chief Editor, Real Estate Professional, Multidimensional, and Multifaceted Artist, Dr. Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
In the selling or renting of homes or apartments, and in other specified transactions. These laws have recently been expanded to include familial status, having children, and disabilities, Americans with Disabilities Act. Fannie Mae. Created by Congress in 1938 to bolster the housing industry during the Depression, Fannie Mae was originally part of the Federal Housing Administration, FHA, and authorized to buy only FHA-insured loans to replenish lenders' supply of money. In 1968, Fannie Mae became a private company operating with private capital on a self-sustaining basis. Its role was expanded to buy mortgages beyond traditional government loan limits, reaching out to a broader cross-section of Americans.
Real Estate A1 TV Executive Producer, Director, Author, Chief Editor Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
Today, Fannie Mae operates under a congressional charter that directs it to channel its efforts into increasing the availability and affordability of home ownership for low, moderate, and middle-income Americans. Fannie Mae receives no government funding or backing, and is one of the nation's largest taxpayers, as well as one of the most consistently profitable corporations in America. Fannie Mae establishes strict guidelines for mortgage loans it is willing to purchase. As the largest buyer of mortgage loans in the U.S., these guidelines have become the industry standard for most home loans. Any loan that meets these Fannie Mae guidelines is called a conforming loan. FDIC acronym, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation's mission is to maintain the stability and public confidence in the nation's financial system.
Real Estate A1 TV Executive Producer, Director, Author, Chief Editor, Real Estate Professional, Multidimensional and Multifaceted Artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation's mission is to maintain the stability and public confidence in the nation's financial system. To achieve this goal, the FDIC has insured deposits and promoted safe and sound banking practices since 1933. Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. FEMA is the governmental unit that has leadership responsibilities for the nation's emergency management system. Once the president has declared a major disaster, FEMA coordinates not only its own response activities.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
Once the president has declared a major disaster, FEMA coordinates not only its own response activities, but also those of as many as 28 other federal agencies that may participate.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
FEMA also works with states, territories, and communities during non-disaster periods to help plan for disasters, develop mitigation programs, and anticipate what will be needed when major disasters occur. Among its many responsibilities, the agency operates the Federal Insurance Administration, which provides flood insurance to residents of communities that agree to adopt and enforce sound floodplain management practices. Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation, FHLMCC Freddie Mac. Federal Housing Administration. The Federal Housing Administration, FHA, a wholly owned government corporation, was established under the National Housing Act of 1934 to improve housing standards and conditions.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
FHA was consolidated into the newly established Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, in 1965. Since 1934, FHA has been successful in achieving these goals. FHA loans require a special appraisal or inspection that determines if a property meets the agency's minimum property standards. While somewhat more expensive than a conventional loan in terms of interest rates and insurance fees, FHA loans offer slightly more liberal qualifying criteria. Fee simple estate. The most complete form of ownership of real property, absolute ownership. Commonly used to denote a property where the owner has undivided title to the land on which the property is situated. FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, which insures mortgage loans made by approved lenders, in accordance with FHA regulations. FHLMC. Acronym, Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation. See Freddie Mac. Fiduciary. The relationship of trust, honesty and confidence between agent and principal, the faithful relationship owed by an agent to the principal. Finder's fee. A fee charged by real estate brokers and apartment finding services in exchange for locating a rental property. Law permits these fees. Some landlords, however, charge finder's fees merely for renting a place. This type of charge is not legitimate and is specifically declared illegal in some areas.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
First mortgage. A mortgage in first lien position, taking priority over all other liens, which are financial encumbrances. Fixed rate mortgage. A mortgage with an interest rate and monthly payment that doesn't vary for the term of the loan. Fixture. Personal property attached to real estate to become part of the real property. The article must meet at least one of three conditions. 1. Attached permanently. 2. Specially adapted to the property. Or 3. Intentionally made part of the real property. Flood control district. A special taxing district was created to provide flood control in specific areas of a county.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate everyone about real estate.
Flood insurance. A special and separate type of homeowner's insurance provides coverage for damages resulting from flooding. Most lenders require flood insurance only if the property is located within a designated flood plain. The cost of the policy is related to the associated flooding risk. If a property has a small section of land within a floodplain, but away from the residential improvements, house, the lender will still require a policy, but its cost will be much lower. Likewise, flood insurance policies for properties not located within any floodplain are fairly inexpensive. FNMA, usually referred to as Fannie Mae, The acronym stands for the Federal National Mortgage Association. For sale by owner, FSBO, an individual homeowner who is attempting to sell his property without a real estate broker. The acronym, FSBO, is pronounced FSBO.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor Dr. Kashif Sohail, and our entire team of hundreds of presenters are thankful to the viewers.
Foreclosure. A legal process instituted by a mortgagee or lien creditor after the debtor's default. Forfeiture. The loss of property or a privilege due to breaking a law. For example, a landlord may forfeit his or her property to the federal or state government if the landlord knows it is a drug-dealing site, but fails to stop the illegal activity. Likewise, a homeowner may lose his house to satisfy IRS debts, or if the government suspects the home was bought with money derived from criminal acts. Fraud. A misstatement of a material fact made with intent to deceive or made with reckless disregard of the truth, and which actually does deceive.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor Kashif Sohail, and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
Freddie Mac. Freddie Mac is a publicly held corporation that purchases mortgages in the secondary mortgage market. Freddie Mac was the Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation, FHLMC, with the mission to create a continuous flow of funds to mortgage lenders. Front foot. 1 linear foot, 12 inches, along the street side of a lot. FSBO acronym, for sale by owner. Functional obsolescence. Loss of value of real property caused by modernization or changing tastes or standards, for example single bath, inadequate closet space, etc.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, established in 1970. The Fair Credit Reporting Act is a federal law that regulates how credit agencies can collect, share, and store consumer credit data. It works to protect consumer data by ensuring that information is secure and shared fairly and accurately. Fair market value, FMV. Fair market value is how much a piece of property is worth on the open market. It assumes both the buyer and the seller are at least somewhat knowledgeable about the property, and that this number is an accurate valuation of its worth. Federal Housing Administration, FHA, loan. FHA loans are a government program aimed at helping first-time homebuyers qualify for a better mortgage rate and lower down payment. The FHA insures the loan, which gives lenders more confidence in the buyer's ability to afford the loan. Fixed-rate mortgage. The opposite of an adjustable-rate mortgage, a fixed-rate mortgage is one of the most common types of loans. The interest rate on a fixed-rate mortgage stays the same for the duration of the loan.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
Though the interest rate may start higher than for an adjustable-rate mortgage, many homeowners prefer the assured stability of a fixed rate. Foreclosure. When a homeowner is unable to make their mortgage payments for an extended period, their lender will foreclose on the home. This means they take possession of the home and sell it off to repay the remainder of the debt. Some real estate agents specialize in helping their clients purchase foreclosed homes. For rent by owner, FRBO. For rent by owner properties, or FRBOs, are property owners who choose to rent out their spaces without the help of any agents, brokers, or other middle parties. They find tenants and handle all the paperwork themselves. For sale by owner, FSBO. Similar to FRBO, for sale by owner, or FSBOs, are homeowners who choose to sell their homes without the help of a real estate agent or brokerage. They handle the marketing, open houses, and legal paperwork on their own. FHA loans. FHA loans are part of a group of loans insured by the federal government. This means that instead of actually lending money, the FHA insures banks and private lenders that they will cover losses they might incur if the borrower does not repay the loan in full or timely.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional Kashif Sohail, and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate. Let's continue.
FHA 203K Rehab Loan. This is a fixer-upper loan, which combines the mortgage loan with a loan to help pay for repairs or updates, such as structural repairs, or energy-related updates. It is not intended to lend based off luxury upgrades such as adding a swimming pool or tennis courts. Fixed-rate mortgage. With fixed-rate mortgages, your interest rate stays the same for the duration of the loan. They are often available as 10, 15, 20 and 30-year loans. The 15 and 30-year loan are by far the most popular type of home loans, accounting for about 75% of all U.S. residential mortgages, according to MortgageLoan.com.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate. Let's continue.
Fair market value. A property's fair market value is its accurate valuation in a free and open market, under the condition that buyers and sellers are knowledgeable about the asset, acting in their best interests, and free of undue pressure to complete the transaction. Fee simple. Fee simple refers to the most common type of property ownership. It means the owner's rights to the property are indefinite and can be freely transferred or inherited when the owner chooses. It is most often associated with single-family homes, as condominiums and townhomes are purchased with covenants, conditions, and restrictions.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
FHA mortgage. Federal Housing Administration, FHA, loans have been around since 1934 and are meant to help first-time home buyers. The FHA insures the loan, making it easier for lenders to offer the home buyer a better deal, including a lower down payment, as low as 3.5% of the purchase price, low closing costs, and easier credit qualifying. Fixed-rate mortgage. A fixed-rate mortgage is one of the most common types of loans. It comes with an interest rate that stays the same for the lifetime of the loan, and provides the borrower with more stability and predictability over the lifetime of their loan. While mortgage payments can fluctuate as property taxes and homeowners insurance change.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
Many consumers prefer the fixed-rate mortgage for its long-term reliability. Foreclosure. If a homeowner doesn't make a mortgage payment, usually, for more than 90 days, foreclosure is a legal process during which the owner forfeits all property rights. If they are unable to pay off outstanding debt on the property or sell it via short sale, the property enters a foreclosure auction. If no sale is made there, the lender takes control of the property.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
Fair Credit Reporting Act. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, protects consumers' privacy and dictates how credit bureaus can collect and distribute information. Your lender can request your credit report during your mortgage application under the FCRA. Fannie Mae. The Federal National Mortgage Association, commonly known as Fannie Mae, is a government-sponsored corporation that helps provide affordable housing. Fannie Mae purchases loans from originating lenders and sells them to private investors. This helps free lenders from financial burden, so they can continue to offer loans to new borrowers. FHA loan. The Federal Housing Administration, FHA, insures these loans to help provide more affordable housing, especially to first-time home buyers. FHA loans often offer lower down payments, closing costs and credit requirements.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate everyone about real estate.
FICO score. A FICO score is the most common credit score report used by lenders. Developed by the Fair Isaac Corporation, FICO, this report generates a number based on fixed-rate mortgage. This mortgage guarantees one interest rate for the duration of your loan. With a fixed-rate mortgage, your monthly principal and interest payment never change. Foreclosure. When a borrower fails to make agreed-upon payments to the lender can take possession of the home in a legal process called foreclosure. The lender may then sell the property on the market to pay off the defaulted loan. Freddie Mac. Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation, commonly known as Freddie Mac, is a government-sponsored corporation that helps provide affordable housing. Freddie Mac purchases loans from original lenders and sells them to private investors. This helps free lenders from financial burden, so they can continue to offer loans to new borrowers. Fannie Mae, a New York Stock Exchange company. It is a public company that operates under a federal charter and is the nation's largest source of financing for home mortgages. Fannie Mae does not lend money directly to consumers, but instead works to ensure that mortgage funds are available and affordable, by purchasing mortgage loans from institutions that lend directly to consumers. Fannie Mae Seller or Servicer, a lender that Fannie Mae has approved to sell loans to it and to service loans on Fannie Mae's behalf.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate expert, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail, and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate everyone about real estate.
Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, a consumer protection law that imposes obligations on 1. Credit bureaus, and similar agencies, that maintain consumer credit histories, 2. Lenders and other businesses that buy reports from credit bureaus, and 3. Parties who furnish consumer information to credit bureaus. Among other provisions, the FCRA limits the sale of credit reports by credit bureaus by requiring the purchaser to have a legitimate business need for the data, allows consumers to learn the information in credit bureau files, including one annual free credit report, and specifies a procedure for challenging errors in that data. Fair market value, the price at which property would be transferred between a willing buyer and willing seller, each of whom has reasonable knowledge of all pertinent facts and is not under any compulsion to buy or sell.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
FHA, an agency within the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, that insures mortgages and loans made by private lenders. FHA Insured Loan, a loan insured by the Federal Housing Administration, FHA, of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. First mortgage, a mortgage that is the primary lien against a property. First-time home buyer, a person with no ownership interest in a principal residence during the 3-year period preceding the purchase of the security property. Fixed-period adjustable rate mortgage, an adjustable rate mortgage, ARM, that offers a fixed rate for an initial period, typically 3 to 10 years, and then adjusts every 6 months, annually, or at another specified period, for the remainder of the term. Also known as a hybrid loan. Fixed-rate mortgage, a mortgage with an interest rate that does not change during the entire term of the loan. Flood certification fee, a fee charged by independent mapping firms to identify properties located in areas designated as flood zones.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate expert, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate everyone about real estate.
Fully amortized mortgage, a mortgage in which monthly payments are designed to retire the obligation at the end of the mortgage term. Federal income tax. An annual government tax based on an individual's earnings. Federal National Mortgage Association. Also known as Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae buys mortgages on the secondary market, puts them together, and then sells them back as mortgage securities bonds to investors on the open market. Fee simple absolute. Fee simple absolute, or fee simple for short, is an estate in land. It is the highest form of real estate ownership recognized by law, in which the owner can enjoy the property to its fullest extent and is only limited by government powers. Fee simple defeasible. A defeasible estate is created when a condition is added to a fee simple estate. If the condition is met, the estate may be lost. FHA appraisal. The process is done by an approved FHA appraiser to appraise a property for an FHA loan.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate professional, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate you about real estate.
FHA loans. FHA loans are a mortgage issued by an FHA-approved lender and insured by the FHA, which is the Federal Housing Administration. FHA loans are sought after because they require lower minimum down payments and credit scores than many conventional loans. Financial contingency. A financing contingency provides buyers with a way to back out of the sale of the property if their loan falls through. Fixed-term tenancy or estate for years. The term estate for years refers to an estate with a specific duration of time, as defined in the lease agreement. Fixture. An item that was once personal property, but is considered real property either by attachment or legal addition.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate expert, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Dr. Kashif Sohail, and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate everyone about real estate.
Freehold estate. A freehold estate is an estate in which you have an exclusive right to enjoy the possession of a property indefinitely. Functional obsolescence refers to the loss of property value due to an obsolete design feature. Fair and Accurate Credit Transaction Act, FACTA, to help reduce identity theft, affects the real estate industry with the requirement to dispose of consumer information in a way that cannot be reconstructed by an identity thief.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate expert, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Dr. Kashif Sohail and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate everyone about real estate.
Fair Housing Act of 1968. A federal law that prohibits discrimination in the sale and rental of housing based on race, color, religion, gender, handicap, familial status, and national origin. Familial status. As defined by the Fair Housing Act, a protected class consisting of one or more persons under the age of 18 living with a parent or person having legal custody. Federal Agricultural Mortgage Corporation, Farmer Mac, a federal agency that establishes a secondary mortgage market for farm real estate loans.
Real Estate A1 TV executive producer, director, author, chief editor, real estate expert, multidimensional and multifaceted artist Kashif Sohail, and our entire team of hundreds of presenters want to educate everyone about real estate.
Federal Reserve System, Fed. It was established by Congress in 1913 to help maintain a sound credit and economic environment and counteract inflation and deflation trends. Fee simple to feasible. An estate that is subject to some condition to determine when it will begin or end. Also called determinable, conditional, or qualified fee. Feudal system. A system of ownership in which the land was controlled by the king, usually associated with England. Final walkthrough. The final property inspection by the buyer, a few days before closing, to ensure that the property is in the same condition as it was at the time the sales contract was written. Financial Institution Reforms, Recovery and Enforcement Act, FIRREA, a federal law passed as a result of the troubles experienced by the savings and loan industry. The act included amendments intended to improve the competency of appraisers. First mortgage. A real estate loan that has priority over any subsequent mortgage. Fixity. An economic characteristic of real estate that refers to the fact that investments in real estate are for the long term. Fractional section. Sections that are undersized, less than 260 acres. Used in the rectangular survey method for describing real estate. Freehold estate. An ownership interest in real estate for an indeterminable length of time. Friendly foreclosure. The mortgagor in default conveys title to the lender to avoid a record of foreclosure. Also called deed in lieu of foreclosure. Front-end qualifying ratio. A ration used by a lender to qualify a loan applicant. It compares a loan applicant's gross income with the proposed PITI. Front foot. A unit of linear measurement, in feet, of the side of a property that faces the street. Fruits of industry. Items such as crops that are on but not part of the real estate. Fruits of nature. Items such as bushes and trees that are on and part of the real estate. Full replacement coverage. A method of settling an insurance claim in which no depreciation is subtracted from the cost of replacing the property. Functional obsolescence. Loss of value caused by outdated features in the property, such as outdated bathroom fixtures. Functional obsolescence may be either curable or incurable. One of the three types of depreciation calculated in the cost approach to estimating value. Further assurance. A guarantee and a deed by which the grantor promises to perform any reasonable acts to correct defects in the title being given. Flat lease. The most common type of lease is the gross lease, also called a straight lease or a flat lease. Under this lease, the tenant pays a set amount of rent each month, whereas the landlord pays all the building's expenses. This type of lease most often is used for residential units. Fund disbursement. This activity is usually performed in the closing process. Disbursement of funds include payment for the property to the seller. Future property interests. Because the life estate will not continue indefinitely, a future ownership is established after the death of the life estate owner. When the life estate is terminated, there will be either a remainder or a reversionary interest in the property.